welcome to Crafting by the Falls. My name is Natalie. How are you doing today? Thank you for coming and spending your time with me. I truly appreciate it. So today I am not going to be doing any product reviews. I said that I was going to do a stitch along today. So I do have some completed cross stitch that I want to show you that I've completed. And then I also mentioned that I had a special announcement, which I'm pretty excited to share. But we'll discuss that in the stitch along. So I'm going to pause the camera now and I'm going to bring out the completed work that I want to show you. Here is the first one that I completed, but I framed it also. This one was the Halloween balcony, and I absolutely love this picture. It just turned out amazing. It is a Joy Sunday, and this was a 14 count, and yeah, I tried to have it completed for Halloween, and I think I got it done a day or two before Halloween. So I have it all framed now. It's ready to go. So come next year, I have it all ready. So the next one that I have, I'm going to set this just over to the side here. The next one that I got framed is I did the Christmas balcony. I did reviews for these. There's 5 to this series. I did a review for the 4 of them, and I have completed these 2. And this one is also a 14 count. This one's called Christmas Balcony. As you can see, I have it framed, but I did add the beads to this one. It did call for French knots, but up in the berry areas, I put in the beads, and I love how it turned out. So I was able to get this one all framed. I did do the French knot for the snowman eyes. I did try the beads. I didn't like the looks of it, so I went back to the French knots for that. And then just so you can see what I do, I have a binder and all the cross stitch kits. I don't know, I just like to do this. All the kits that I've completed, I put in a binder, and all the leftover threads I also put in here. And these are all the ones I have completed. And so yeah, I have the pattern, I have the leftover threads, and I have the picture. And all these kits, as you can see, there was lots of thread left over. I didn't run out. And same with this one. So the other completion that I have, I'm going to stick these over here. I did do a review some time ago, and it was my first Temu cross stitch haul, and I had the bookmarkers, and I got that one completed. It came in a set of 6. So these were 11 count. but that's how they came. They're printed. And so this is the one that I completed. I wanted to try it out, see how it washed up. And I have to say that I'm quite happy with that. So I have that as a completion. And then I have one more completion. And we're doing the winter stitch along. And I was able to get my winter one completed. And there's a couple of us that are working on the romantic bike series. And yeah, so that is the winter one completed. Really happy with how it turned out. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to frame it. But there wasn't a lot of backstitch. Well, I don't think there was a lot, but there was backstitch in here just to make that. And then, of course, the spokes of the bike, and also here. And I know you're not supposed to, but I thought, you know, for the bike and the way that it was going, I thought it was just easier to run the thread the whole way. So, and there was a little bit of backstitch for the beak, and then there was a French knot here. So that is a little update of, I guess, my completions that I have done. So I will pause the camera and I'll show you what I'm working on now, and then we'll do a stitch along. So can you guess what I'm working on? I completed the winter bike last week, and I thought, I'm going to start this one. I had no plans, but it was staring at me, calling my name, and I thought, yeah, it would be really amazing to work on. And it's the Redbird too. I just did the review last week for this, and I thought, you know what? It's not a full coverage, so I didn't think that it would take up much time. And the colors are just brilliant. So that is what I have completed so far. I've done most of the flower here. Maybe I'll bring it up closer. So all this flower's done. So I have all this yellow area, and I left it for doing this stitch with me today. So, and I wanted to get part of the cardinal done so you could see how it's going to turn out. And I'm really, really happy and impressed with this. So I will say I'm a little nervous. I don't do these often. So I'm hoping to stay in camera, but hopefully you will be doing your own stitching while I'm doing my stitching. So anyways, this is going to be posted on Fridays, so Friday is the last day of the work week for me. I have Saturday and Sunday off, and don't have too much planned. There we go. Sunday, my daughter and I are going to be going up to Burlington, And we have, I know in the States you don't have it, but we have IKEA, which is a Swedish furniture store. So we're going up to IKEA Sunday, and then we're going to have lunch. She's busy working full-time now, so we don't get to get together too often. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, just the ritual of cleaning the house, doing meal prep for the week. Exciting life, eh? But I'm going to be putting up some pictures for you. In Niagara Falls right now, we have an ice bridge that is happening down at the falls. And it don't happen too often. I think the last time it happened was maybe like 12, 13 years ago. It's what they call is an ice bridge. And a lot of the ice that is coming down from Lake Erie along the river, the ice breaks up and it goes over the falls. And then it creates like a jam. And then it's an ice bridge. It's completely, it looks like the river is completely frozen, but it's just the ice on top. The water is still flowing over the falls and still flowing under there, but it's solid white. And so, yeah, pretty interesting. So went down there, took these pictures so you could see. I know some people have been to Niagara Falls before, and I'm sure it probably wasn't the winter time, but it can be pretty nice when the water does freeze, and it's cool to see. So yeah, so that's what's been happening around here. I know everybody's been having absolutely crazy weather. I was blown away by seeing like Louisiana and Florida with the snow on the orange trees. The weather's been really crazy. Cold snap, then snow. Oh, well, what do you do? I think, actually, it being posted on Friday, Friday's Groundhog Day, so we'll find out if we got, I think we're in for 6 more weeks of winter. It came in like a lamb, and I think it's going to go out like a lion. So I think we're up for another 6 weeks of winter. So what is everybody working on? I know we have like the Stitch With Me of the winter. Oh, what'd you think of that Winter Queen? I had absolutely no clue that canvas was, it had beads in it. Squirrel thought, sorry about that. I was just totally blown away that, yeah, there's beads. I'm just taking that off. I gotta straighten out my thread. So, there. I hope this is working okay. So, the map's been pretty quiet. Haven't had to add any places recently. It was pretty crazy, all the places of the where we had to put the pin on the map. Just totally blown away. I never thought that this channel would be where it is now. You always hope for it, but you don't expect it. I've had some goals set for this channel. So, I guess there's a couple more things that I'd like to see happen, but everything takes time, and yeah. So yes, getting back to what are you working on? I had no intentions of starting this one. I really wanted to actually start the mermaid, but I thought, well, I'll do this one. And so I think once this one's done, I might start the mermaid. I did say that 2025 I wanted to work on my Green Lake reflected color. I purchased that maybe two years ago, 2.5 years ago. And because I started the YouTube channel, I've kind of set that aside. But I want to start working back on that. I did stitch on it a little bit at the beginning of the month, and finished up the romantic bike. And then, I worked on that bookmarker. I wanted to see how those turned out. They were 11 count, and I'm quite impressed with how they turned out. I do have another, I did go on Temu. I do have another order. It's sitting here waiting to do a review. So I'm not quite sure when I'm going to do it, but soon. I will be doing that soon. What else? Oh, I guess maybe you're waiting for the announcement. What do I have to announce? Natalie finally has the Facebook page up and running. So, it is a private group. I did that because I just didn't want to have any trolls. I just want to kind of keep it private for all of us. So I will put it up on the bottom of the screen, but the group, it is a group, a private group, and it is called Crafting by the Falls with Natalie. And make sure you request that one. There is another Crafting by the Falls, but I don't think it is private. So make sure that it is Crafting by the Falls with Natalie. And I'll have the correct spelling of my name on the bottom of the screen. And with it being a private group, there is a question, a multiple choice question, and it's simple. You should know the answer. So, and there's also rules. I just want to make this page somewhere that everybody can come to, have fun, and, you know, we can see what everybody's working on. If anybody needs help or questions, you know, you can post whatever on there. Yeah, and the rules, you know what, they're straightforward, but I just want everybody to, I don't want no bullying or, you know, it's simple. And then, you know, no promotions of stores or channels or anything. This is just about us getting together with showing what we're working on. And like I say, if there's any questions, and I want to get to know you guys more. So I think that'll give us a chance to, you know, communicate or whatever. And like I say, for goals of my channel, now that I have this up and running, and I don't like deadlines. I don't like to give dates because I don't like them. So my next thing I'd like to do is I would like to do a live. So if it won't be a live on YouTube, maybe it will be a live on Facebook. At least that way it's a little quieter. And yeah, we can all get to know one another. And so that would be the next goal that I would like to do. What do you think? It's really pretty, isn't it? I love the in the cardinal. It's going to be so amazing when it's done. And like I mentioned, I'm going to open up. Hold on, I'll get this needle out. It is a partial, so it isn't that big. This has taken me probably about a week. So I think it can be a lot of color blocking, which is really nice. And if you're wondering about these clips, you can get them a lot of different places, but the cheapest place I found them is on Temu. And don't look under crafting. They call them garbage clips. And if you go under and get them under the garbage clips, they're cheaper than if you're under the cross stitch section. So that's just a little FYI. So now I don't know what to talk about. See? At least this is what I'm thinking. At least if I went live, then if someone has a question, then I could answer it. Or, but now, I don't know. I guess we can go back to talking about the map. I thought it was kind of cool. Some of the places that I added to the map, it's like, I've been there before. I'm just going to take a sip of my tea because my mouth is dry. I didn't think I did a lot of traveling, but when I started putting pins in and stuff like that, it's like, oh, I've been there. Oh, I've been there. So, yeah, like, I've traveled, so from Niagara Falls, as far as the States, I've pretty well done almost right down the center over to the East Coast. Did a 3-week road trip. Left here, and the goal place was Louisiana, New Orleans. And so going down, of course, we hit Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and when we went to Tennessee, instead of going to Memphis, we ended up going to the Grand Ole Opry. This was back in, oh God, maybe the late 80s. Grandpa Jones was still there. But seeing Opryland Hotel, that was stunning. Yeah, and then we went down to New Orleans. And then went over to Baton Rouge and Lafayette. That was really cool to see. Did a swamp tour. I have to say, every state has its own beauty. So yeah, went and drove right over to the top of Florida, but I've driven down to Florida to go to Disney, flown down to Florida. Yeah, then came up North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. Yeah, done all that area. And then as far as Canada, I've been all the way over to Prince Edward Island, which is the East Coast. The only place I've never been is Newfoundland. And then I've flown out to Vancouver. I've been out there a couple times. The last time I was out in Vancouver, British Columbia, was maybe 7 years ago. My daughter was doing an internship, and so she was able to get 4 days off. So we did a road trip over to Vancouver Island, and we drove all the way up to an area called Tofino, and we did whale watching. We did whale watching the one day, and then the next day we were on a raft for an hour and a half to get out to this island where we did hot springs. And once we got off the raft, we had to walk an hour through the forest to get to the hot springs, but that was really cool. Another time flew out to Vancouver and did an Alaskan cruise. That was amazing. And then, I know I'm all over the place. These trips are not in order. So, I'm divorced. And my divorce took 4 years. And when first thing I did with the when I got my check was I bought myself a ticket, and I have friends in Holland, and so that was the first thing I did with my divorce money was took a trip over to Holland, and my best friend, who is also named Natalie, we had a blast. Did a lot of places in Holland, and yeah, it was an amazing trip. And it was kind of funny because I said, well, when do you want me to come over? And you know, I said I can come at, you know, this time, and she says, well, why don't you come over at this time? And I was like, okay, that's fine, because they're very busy. And so we get over there. Anyways, I think I was there 4 nights, and she goes, oh, well, we're going to meet up. And I know this other couple that also live in Holland. And we're going to meet up with them. We're going to have dinner with them. And then we're going to go see a show. Okay. So we have dinner. And she's like, okay, now we're going to go see the show. And I was like, okay. Well, we get there. Had absolutely no clue. But it was opening night. Priscilla Presley was there, and it was a show that Elvis was up on the screen, but then the orchestra was playing the music, and it was the opening night for the European tour, so yeah, Priscilla was there, so that was amazing. And then, of course, at the end of the trip, spent a day up in Amsterdam, and yeah, toured Amsterdam. And I've been to Amsterdam a couple times, and I can't get enough of it. And then, where else? Another time, I flew over. I also have some friends in England. And so that year, I was in England, went up to Scotland, and then flew to Denmark for an Elvis festival. And when I was done there, then I flew back over to Holland and had a visit again with my friend. So I've been very fortunate. And then last year, my daughter convinced me to go with her and her boyfriend's family, and we went down to Costa Rica. The tropics have never interested me, and it took a long time for her to convince me to go. And I just said to her last weekend, I'm like, I miss Costa Rica. I want to go back. But yeah, so I've got to see, there's still a lot to see. My friends over in Australia and New Zealand, I would love to get over there. Looks amazing. Just don't think it would be really fun to be on the plane for so long. But someone I know that is from Australia, what they've done is they fly out west to BC, and then from BC fly down to Hawaii, and they stay a day or two in Hawaii and then fly out of Hawaii, which I think would be a lot better than flying the other way. But anyways, that's on the bucket list. So, I don't know. What else is there? I hope, you know, it's hard to talk and try to cross stitch at the same time. But yeah, so I hope everybody will come over and join the Facebook group. Again, it's Crafting by the Falls with Natalie. And come on over, introduce yourself, post some pictures of what you're working on, and yeah, I guess that's it. Well, oh, this is horrible. Thank you for coming and spending your time. You know, I truly appreciate it. And I so look forward to seeing you over on Facebook. And we have some reviews next week. So I guess that's it. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and you stayed to the end, you got a thumbs up from me. But give me a thumbs up. Just always lets me know if you're enjoying the content. I try to keep it that everybody enjoys it. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. So, until next time, take care and bye for now.